Is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there has been doing well. As for myself, I've been doing pretty good. Still out here in this shop working, still trying to get these trades in while I can, but I have not been doing recaps. So new month, new attitude. I want to get back to doing my recaps, so figured good time to get one going, kind of get y'all up to speed on what's been going on as far as with LMD and trading. I am still trading futures, still playing with prop accounts, but I'm kind of swaying off of those, and I am back trading options with the new system that I've been working on. So today, just gonna focus on the futures account, just gonna focus on my cash account, and we're gonna take a look at something that I have just started implementing this month. Just started it yesterday, and this is something that I found in one of the videos that I watched over the weekend. So once I pull it up, then I'll go ahead and let y'all know where I saw it at. Made a couple of changes to how they were implementing it, but I think it's going to be something excellent that I do. So if you're not doing it, it might be something that you want to start looking into doing. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right on into the charts. MNQ, still messing around with MNQ. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring the chart all the way out just so we can kind of get a snapshot of what the market did today. We'll go all the way back out to like 3 a.m. and man, you could see at 3 a.m. this thing just bled off. Market opened up, kind of ripped up. People thought, okay, we heading back higher. Nope, reject, came back down, bounced, and then the people got what they wanted, a nice rip back up to the end of the day, 4 o'clock, and we were right back where we started around 4 o'clock. So that was how MNQ looked today. But what I want to do, I want to bring up something that I was watching a very, very successful traders YouTube channel over the weekend by the name of Lance Brightstein. I'm not sure if y'all may have heard of him. If you haven't, you might want to check him out. He's one of those big time traders that I like to call professional traders. It's always good when you can get something from a professional trader, because all professional traders have been where we are. We being the average retail trader. They have all been there. They all started the same way. I don't think nobody just started trading and instantly started making 6 and 7 figures. I said he was a 6-figure trader. He is like a 8-figure trader. I don't want to take nothing from that man, because he is the man in a lot of people's eyes. But one of the things that he talked about in one of his most recent videos is that he says he does a daily trade report card. Daily trade report card. And you always hear people saying to journal your trades, but I had never heard it broken down as a daily trade report card. So in the video that he was talking about, he was like, yeah, I got a whole video that describes it. So you know what I did? I went over there and I looked at that video and saw what his report card looked like. And this was the report card that I made based on his report card. Boom. That is my report card. And let me see, I'm going to bring up my camera real quick. Let me move that report card out the way if I can. Actually, I'm gonna just turn it off real quick. So you see the digital version. This here is the handwritten version. This sits on my desk, and in the morning I fill out that top part, date. And you see, when you look at this one, it's going to be a little different than that one you see on the screen because I kind of revised it. But that's the one that sits on my desk. It's a hard copy. I'll go ahead, I'll bring back up the digital version that I did. But what you see is the date. Today is the 2nd. He said that you want to have a goal every day. You want to be working on a goal. And sometimes you might be working on that goal for a day. It might be weeks. It might be months. So I'm going to tell y'all what I have been struggling with for the last month is not the goal that you see. The thing that I have been struggling with is oversizing, taking too many contracts. But last week, I went into Tradevate because I'm trading in my cash account. And in Tradevate, you can put a max size in that you can't. If I click 10 times, I can put a max size in and say, don't take no more than 3 of them. Once I get to 3, it's going to start giving me an error. So I went into Tradevate and I took care of that little problem that I had. So that goal accomplished mechanically. Second goal, do not move my stop. This is something else that I struggle with. I'll get in a trade, I'll move my stop. If I have to move my stop, that's somewhat invalidating the trade. So that's something that I need to work on. So that's my goal. That was my goal yesterday. That's my goal today. And that's going to be my goal until I can kind of wean that out of my system. Next line is for reminders and affirmations. As you see, I didn't have one today, but yesterday I had on there, my stop is my stop. That's my reminder. My stop is my stop. So that was yesterday's reminder or affirmation. Didn't have one today. Next line, start time at the desk. This was something that I put on the form. I don't think that he had this on his, but for me, I think that's important for me to document what time I actually sit down at the desk. So I sat down at 8:51, had everything turned on, started plotting out my chart, seeing where my levels were at. And then the meat and potatoes, this is where I log all of my trades. What I also said is I don't want to take more than 10 trades in a day. Really, that's quite a few. And I really don't want to trade after about 11:30. And you do see that I did take 2 trades after 11:30 today. But one thing that's important with this start time at the desk, I'll be tracking the time that I sat down at the desk and the time that I took my first trade. You see, it was 5 minutes from the time I sat down to the time that I took my first trade. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It depends. If I sit down and I see a 3-bar play forming, I might sit down and take that trade immediately. If it's a solid 3-bar play where I don't have to draw no channels, I don't have to really be looking at lines. All I need to do is I need to see the igniting candle, the resting candle, and then hopefully that candle that's going to break. If it's over a key level, I'm in there. But that's the meat and potatoes. So I'm tracking the time. I'll grade the trade itself, the setup. Right now, I'm basically playing 2 setups, which is a reversal setup or a channel trade. Channel trades are kind of trend trades. And then you see here continuation. That's just a continuation of a move that's already going. Immediately went in my favor. Did the trade immediately go in my favor? Yes or no? That's real simple. Comments, I'll just make comments about the trade, whether it was a long or a short, and whether it was red, green, or break even. So you'll see pretty much all of my trades today were longs, took 1 short, couple of break even trades. I had 1 losing trade today. Then we come down to the bottom, overall grade. I basically graded myself a C today. I'm still kind of working on the criteria for these grades on the trades, but overall, I think I did about a C today. I'm not really trying to focus on P&L. I'm trying to get out of that. Even when I'm in the trades, I want to. I don't want to really see P&L. So what I'm tracking on here is my percent gain lost on the account. So what this is saying is today I grew the account by 18.26%. I think that's more important than a dollar number. I think that's more important than a dollar number. This is something that one of the guys that used to come in the Discord, Old Coot, he would always break his trades down based on his percentage gained on a trade. And I really like that. So I'm implementing that. What I learned today, so I got on there, move stop to break even on a few trades too soon, leaving money on the table. Small size makes trade much more comfortable. That's that not oversizing into a trade. And I let Tradovate take care of that for me. Change I need to make from today, look to let trades play out. If it's a valid trade, let it work. Best trade of the day and why? Number 10. That was a clean 3-bar play. It was breaking over VWAP, 2R to the first target. I got out prior to that, and the play actually went 3R. So that's my trade report card. I have one of those printed out every morning sitting on my desk. I handwrite it out. May or may not come back in and type it out all fancy schmancy like I did on this one. But here on out, that's my plan. Do that. Something I do in my personal life, I used to do a written budget every month on paper, on purpose, Dave Ramsey style. Kind of got away from it. September, I'm back doing that. So just trying to get a little bit more accountability, a little bit more structure in my life, a little bit more discipline, and that's going to pass over into trading. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove that. I have that on another screen so I can see it. But let's go ahead, y'all. I'm going to look at a couple of trades real quick, and we're going to be up out of here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to bring up Ninja Trader. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to close that out real quick. Remember I said I sat down at about, what did I say, 8:51? So price was about right here at that time when I sat down. So I have a I didn't simplify it the way I set my charts up now, y'all. It's like super fast, and then I don't even have to fool with it anymore. Kind of advise Evan, one of the gentlemen that hangs out in the Discord, and he trades the OTRS trade system. Basically, I go ahead, I draw my channel out. So that's going to be the top of my channel right there. I come down, I find the bottom. I'm going to use this point right here as the bottom of my channel. Let's go about right there. Again, this would have been, actually that point right there would not have been, that's 901. So I would have just used one of these points and I would have just stretched it out. Another way that I could have did it, I could have came back and used one of those back points. So watch this. Let's extend it to the left. Booyah. I could have used that point right there. I could have used that coming down through there. And that's going to allow me to see where the market is going to be. So let's go ahead. Let's redraw that. Let's redraw that real quick because I want to be as fluid as I was at the time that the market was open. So point A, point B is easy. Point C, I'm going to come back over to this point right here. Let's see. Let's come right through there. Booyah. So that would have been my down channel going into the morning. So let's go ahead. We'll bring this over. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to start looking at some trades. Let's keep on going. So 851, remember we sat down right there. And now we'll go ahead, we'll bring on over bring on up NinjaTrader. And let's see. How can we do this? How can we do this? Can I grab that? There we go. All right, so we got the report card on the screen and we got the charts that we need to see. So, all right, first trade. Let's get going. We took that at 856. That was a reversal. 856 right there. Let's find it on TOS. 856. Boom. 855, 856. That candle right there. Boom. When I say reversal, this was in this down channel, right? Clear down channel. I'm taking this to reverse and go higher. Doggone this, or Instagram wants to just ching, ching, ching. So I go long and I'm playing this just as like a quick reversal. This doesn't have a lot of room in it. This is a fib level right here. It's going to probably kind of reject that fib level. This is the top of the channel. So not really a good trade. Comes up, you notice, comes back down, and I get out in the same candle that I get back in, and I get out basically break even. Get out basically break even. We see the next trade. I get back in at 859. And you see, I said I got shook out of the first one. What's that, Mr. Spark? Got shook out of the first one, and I jumped right back in. And you see that right there on the chart. Let me blow it up a little bit, try to make it a little easier. So this one actually was a red trade. I got in at 107. I got out at 99. I lost about 8 points on that. So I need to change that from a break-even trade to a red trade, just so that I can keep my stats accurate. But yeah, so not really a good trade. Comes back down, but then we do see that it does kind of make the move up. Still not really a good move. Market flushes out. Big flush at 9:30. Comes on down. I'm like, why these candles not adding up right? That's a 2-minute chart, y'all. I was looking at some stuff with Spark earlier. So there we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. Yeah, so see, I would have been getting in on that candle for the push higher. But market opens, immediately flushes out. This fib level right here is the 100 level. It's a pretty big level. So when the market comes down and then this next candle holds, notice. Let's bring it over. Notice. I'm in the trade. I'm in that trade. I get in. Somewhere is about right there is this breaking over this channel. And I take this one up and I get out at the next level. Right there. To me, that's a good trade, y'all. I took that from level to level. If you notice in the comments, I say long off the 100 level to bounce cloud, left money on the table. I said the bounce cloud, but the bounce cloud is going to be that red cloud, but that also was that fib level. And I say I left money on the table because I left money on the table. Next trade, 38. So we get out here, not this candle. We get into the 38 candle. We get in about right there. Notice how these candles be looking totally different from the NinjaTrader candles. But yeah, we get in that candle about right there. Market comes up, kind of pushes back down. I jump out of the trade. Actually, let's see. Hold on. So that's 38. Where's 38? Yeah, right there. So I get into that one. I get right back out. That's where you see that continuation took stop to break even too soon. Boom, stopped out. I get back in on this candle and I do the exact same thing. But look at this candle though. Like this entry, this would have been a decent entry because it has room up to this next fib level. So an entry of about 148, it had 178. That's 30 points. It's had 30 points in there. That's decent amount of room. I get in on this candle here, this one, and I probably got in a little bit right there, maybe 10 points worth of room. But once it got here and it didn't break this level, I got out. Basically break even, made a couple of bucks on it, but not much room in that initial move. Comes back down. I leave the market alone at that point. I kind of step away from the desk and we see it breaks and it makes a nice move up to VWAP. Kind of peekaboos over, comes back down, peekaboos over, just kind of chops around. I come back out in the shop and I see this happening. And let's look at 1041, y'all, because this was nasty. This was absolutely nasty. I get in a trade on this candle. Let's bring this over. 941. Look at that. Open face candle is a red candle. Why am I getting in a trade? And it was actually the candle before. But why am I getting into a trade on an open candle? That's going to be a red candle. Didn't break the high of the previous candle. It gave me no indication that the market was going higher. If anything, it gave indication that the market was still bearish, was still weak. So if you notice on that trade, 1041, it's an F. Setup, it was none. Immediately went against me. I went long with no edge. So think about that. If I'm getting in right here, best place to put a stop, bounce cloud. If it lets go to bounce cloud, it's going lower. If I don't stop out right there, it's going down to the fib level. Put a stop at a fib level. Nope, I didn't. It went through the fib level. Let's come on over. Let's take a look. Let's see what it did. It came down. Once it broke this fib level, I mean, it's stupid, y'all. This is going down to the next fib level. If I trade based on my belief is that the market moves from fib level to fib level. It's coming down to this fib level. So I just get out right here as the chart is literally flipping red. I jump out of the long right here. Now I'm like, all right, I can go short, put my stop either at the fib level or above. So I jump in short. You see that because you see the exit out of the long and you see the entry into the short. And for that one, I graded it a B because I'm gonna show you something else now. Remember I said I make my trading is real simple now. Once I draw this channel in the morning, I never have to draw another channel. All I do is I take and I activate it, and then I'll move this over and I can put it on a pivot. I could put it there. I could put it on whatever pivot where I want to put it at. Wherever it looks like the move, wherever it looks like it got in a channel and it broke a channel. So look right here, y'all. You see how that got down into this channel and then it broke and it flushed out. And then this one came to that channel and it flushed out. Notice where I got out and where I got in. Break of a channel. That's why I call that a channel trade, because I had moved that channel over there to where it's at. So let's kind of bring this on over. Let's take a look. Let's see what the market does. Remember, I said I could take my stop. I could put it either at the fib level or the bounce cloud. Usually I'm going to give it the higher of whatever two those are. Kind of chops around. Remember where I said that this was going to go? If it breaks this fib level, it's going from fib level to fib level. Market comes down, fib level. Let's move this one on over. Let's look and see where we actually got out of the trade at. We got out at 11.18. So let's go ahead. Let's move this on over. 11.18. Boom. Boom. Come on now. Come on now. I don't like to say it, but the way I draw these channels nowadays, it's like, it's really a science. It's really a science, because y'all saw how I drew that back over there based off old data. Look at what this thing did, y'all. Came down, tapped the bottom of this channel. I got out of the trade, and then I got right back in looking for a reversal, because that was the bottom of this entire channel. So I'm thinking this should bounce right here. So it did. It came back up, top of the channel. It didn't break it. I'm out of the trade. You see it right there. It came back up. This pivot cloud, this orange cloud, is basically the same thing as these moving averages right there. As it got inside of there, I got out of that trade. Small green, 99. It's about 15 points. It's like 30 bucks on one contract. Market comes up, doesn't break it. Back off to the races to the low side. Back off to the races to the low side. Get in the next trade at 11.20. Okay, so that was down right there, 11.20. And then we don't take another trade until 13.26. This was another sick one, y'all. Check out the report card up there for trade number 9. You notice it's I called this trade at 13.22 in the Discord. Me and Spark usually sitting in there chatting it up. I came back out in the shop and I saw the market was pushing back up. Wasn't trading none of this. And 13.22. That was, price was right here. I told Spark, price get over 150, look for the rip. That was my words. Price gets over 150, look for the rip. Notice, y'all, 13.22. That's when I kind of made the call out initially. Looking for it to break over what I like to call first line of defense. 15-minute 20 EMA is actually what that is. And I take my stop. Did I take my stop? I might have been doing something. I don't even think I want to take this trade, to tell you the truth, y'all. And that's why, yeah, because that trade's not even listed. This was like, I don't know what I did. I think I was pulling Ninja Trader up and it got me in a trade and I got right back out of the trade. So you see, that's just like a mark right there. But notice 13.26. That candle right there. Booyah. That's the picture of money for me. That's the picture of money. Candle breaks into a cloud or into a channel, and the next candle breaks the high. This is going to do one of two things. It's either going to go to the next level of resistance. You got a fib level right here, or it's going to the top of the channel. It's doing those two things. Call me Nostradamus. But what do? I start trailing this thing super duper tight, and I get out in the same exact candle. Let's look at the numbers though. Let's see something. I'm in at 55. I'm out at about 64. It's like 9 points. I made like $18 on one contract. $18. If you was in 5 of them, it's almost $100 in that one little candle right there. But let's take a look. Let's see what this thing does, y'all. Up to the next top of the channel. If it breaks that, it's off to the next channel. Unless it finds some resistance. Had VWAP. Broke over VWAP. Closed over it. Up to the next area of resistance or the top of the channel. Clean move though, y'all. I'm in at 55. This thing goes to 220. 70 points. And I took 9 points out the market. Now, do you see why on my report card it said looks to let trades play out? If it's a valid trade, let it work. One of the things, I watch a lot of psychology videos. They call that protecting the trade instead of trading the win. I'm trying to protect the trade. Let's look at this last trade, y'all. Let's look at this last one. This was another one that I kind of called out. Spark was already in a trade, I believe. And I saw this trade setting up. Igniting candle. Resting candle. Clearing a significant area of support or resistance. In this case, it broke this fib level. It broke the channel. And this candle here just closed under VWAP. I would have preferred if it had closed over VWAP. Next candle is a resting candle. This candle just put in a lot of work. It needs to rest now. Entry when it breaks the high of the igniting candle. Let's go on ahead and let's take a look. Look at my entry, y'all. Right as it broke the igniting candle. This one has room up to top of the channel, fib level. Hold my beer. It just rips 2 candles. Again, I'm chasing this thing tight. I get in and call it 200. I get out at like 207, y'all. 6 points. That's $12 on one contract. But this thing went from 200 to 230. It's 30 points. That's $60 on one contract. 5 contracts is $300. Trading like a little, you know the word, my mama watching, so I'm not gonna say it. But nice clean move. Clean move. Textbook. This probably could have closed a little higher just to get a little even, but that's a textbook 3-bar play all day long. Igniting candle, resting candle, clearing a significant area, rip, clean. And then we see this kind of just chopped around, got back in the channel. If it gets in the channel, off to the races. We see, look, another little pseudo 3-bar play, but now you competing against what's over here. But this thing kept going. Spark, he caught all of this move. I can't remember where his target was at, but he caught a nice trade out of that move. But look at how this thing just grinded up this channel. Market closed. Here comes the tomfoolery. Market closed. And this is what I was telling Spark when this happened. Candle closes in this next channel. I'm long on the break. Candle closes in this next channel. I'm long on the break. Rip. This just ran a marathon. It's not going to run too many more. So I probably would not have taken that one. It snapped up, came back down, chopped around. I went too fast. This did this right here. Told Spark, look out for the flag. Close it over this fib level. It's going higher. Closed over the fib level. Went a little bit higher. This red line right here, previous day's low. Market did all of this under yesterday's low. That's crazy. And then the market closed. And now it's kind of bleeding off. Kind of just been bleeding off. Just flipped it red. And where we at now? Yep. It's kind of like, now this here is chop. But I'm gonna move this. Man, this was a fairly long video. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you're still watching, please go ahead, like, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But after hours, I'm staying away from right now. One thing, you saw me draw that channel earlier. After hours, when I draw my channels, I like to make each of these levels, each of the channel levels, about 10 points from point to point. So what that means is, see how I move that down? I want the top of one to the bottom of one to be 10. So I'll look to the left or look over there to the right. If you look at that bottom channel that I have drawn right now, it's starting at about 281 and it's ending at about 273. Like that's decent for me. So that would be the channel that I would work with the rest of the evening if I was trading after hours. I'm not though. Then I draw a upper one. I'll use this point right here. That's a higher high right here. And I would use that right there. Then I'm gonna come on up same way. I'm looking for this to be about 10 points. And now I'm just looking for a pivot that I can bounce that off of right there. Those are my levels. It's that easy for me to set it up. Then I'm gonna take now, and this is something else that I do that I didn't really discuss earlier. I'll take this and I'll find the range that I want to trade. I'll put it right there. I'll take this one. I'll find the range that I want to trade. I'll take this and I'll move it right there. Now, and I do this because I just put it in my Discord. So I'll type this right here, long above. So I don't want to take any longs until price gets above here. This would be kind of quick scalp because VWAP is right there. I'd put another one right here saying this is the better long. I don't want to be short until price gets back down in this down channel. This area right here is what I call no man's land. I'm not looking to take a trade in no man's land. So I want to see price get above into this channel. I could trade it up to VWAP. I want to see price get back down in this channel. On that note, y'all, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap this one up. Man, I've been away for a minute and that was a little long, but hopefully you found some value in that. Hopefully you found some value. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Are y'all out there still trading prop accounts? Me and Spark, we be having some heated discussions, y'all. We be having some heated discussions. But it's all in love because we do love this thing called trading. And I think my man, I think he listen to what I say, because I definitely be listening to what he be saying. So it's all in love. But for me, these prop firms, y'all, they are not your friend. They are not your friend. They'll tell you that they're giving you a $50,000 account. They'll tell you to give them a $25,000 account. But then if you lose 1,500, kaboom. And then they'll give you 30 freaking MNQs that you can trade. That's insane. So they are not in the business to see you win. And because you over there trading, you get out of the proper way to trade. So that's why you heard me say I'm still over there in the prop world, because I still got take profit account. But I'm focused more on my cash account now. And I'm focused more on the process of slow growing it. So where you see I made 18% today on that account, that's kind of hefty. Me and Spark was talking. We said probably 10% is more so of a realistic number. Because you think about it, if you're risking 2% per trade, you trade 1 to 1, you're going to make 2%. You're trading 2 to 1, you're going to make 4%. 2 or 3 good trades, that should only put you at about 12%, 15% on a good day. So 18%, I still was kind of stepping on the gas a little bit. That's after taking, you saw that decent sized red trade that I took. So I'm trying to get more focused on the process. I think that's what will take me over the hump. Nowhere near being a professional trader. But I'm just trying to, I know it's levels to this thing. I'm trying to just notch my way up. I was going through my pictures on my phone the other day, deleting some pictures out of there. And I saw some of my old charts. I saw some of my old trades. I haven't really been doing this thing that long, y'all. We got that misconception that you should be seeing incredible profitability in like 2 years. I'm profitable. But I'm not, like me and Spark was talking, like a professional trader, they don't need a day job because trading is their job. I'm not at that level. I'm retired, so I get a pension check every 2 weeks. So I get that to live off of. But if I didn't have that, I'm not going to fool myself and say that I'd be living off of trading. I make money here and there, but I have my moments where it's like kaboom. So we're going to do this thing the right way. We're going to get back on what it's supposed to be. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. We'll be back at